Hello and welcome to On the Mic, a Zoomcast that spotlights students, services, and staff of Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools. Highlands offers adults 22 years of age and older the opportunity to earn their high school diploma, learn English as a second language, and learn a skill. My name is Mike Roessler, and today we're joined by Sabrina Garlinger. Sabrina, how are you?
I'm pretty good. No complaints.
Great to see you today. And we're going to jump right into it. Tell us about yourself.
Wow, that's kind of a big question. Well, high school graduate. I graduated from Highlands in 2018. And in 2019, I was extended an offer to work as an office assistant for the Center for Workforce Solutions. And that has kind of segued into the career of a lifetime. It's more than I ever could have imagined. So I went from office assistant to transition specialist, and now I am a student engagement generalist.
Well, I mean, listen, everything that you have received, you have earned. And so let's go back to your high school and talk about the reason. Tell us about the reason why you came back to school, and maybe tell us maybe the reason why you left high school in the first place.
Oh, it was so long ago. So I kind of just messed around when I was in high school. Just thought it was, the fun time of my life. I ended up doing 5 years of high school and still didn't graduate. And at the age of 20, I became pregnant. So I figured that there was not going to be an opportunity for me to ever experience wearing a cap and gown and walking across the stage and receiving a high school diploma, because I just thought that, I wasn't smart enough to be able to do that. And that partially had to do with the way that I was raised. So I am the youngest of 6 kids. So I kind of just got swept under the rug, I guess. Nobody really paid attention to what I was doing or if I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. And in turn, I wasn't. So I moved to Sacramento in 2018 and from Grass Valley. And I wanted to go to cosmetology school. And I was calling around to a bunch of different places. And my first question to all of them was, do I need a high school diploma in order to go to your school? And majority of them said, yes. And I'd be like, okay, thanks. Well, I got a call back from Cosmo Beauty Academy. And I said, do you need a high school diploma to go to your school? And they said, yes. And I was like, okay, thank you. And she was like, wait. She said, I have a school that we could send you to where you can earn your high school diploma and they'll help pay for you to go to our school as well. And that was like the phone call that changed my life, per se. So I called Highlands, and my first question to them was, do you have daycare? Because I had a 2-year-old little girl. She was 18 months. And they said, yes. And I was like, wow. So like all of these, green lights were happening for me. And so I came for orientation, which Mike, you actually did the orientation that day. And I didn't know that your kid had to be potty trained in order to go to, at the time was called play care. And so I was like, okay, here's another door that's going to shut in my face. And there was a student sitting in the office, and she said, well, just do the whole orientation part and do the walk around and then come back and take your test. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And so sitting in that orientation and, seeing this guy hold up his diploma, and I was like, I'm going to be that guy right there.
Sabrina, I remember that day because you had a stroller, if I'm not mistaken, and Lily, who is still an angel in my eyes, she was there with you. And I remember because we were doing orientation in the building B, right?
Yep.
Up the ramp to the right, which is now where your former office was.
Yeah.
With the Center for Workforce Solutions and working there with Princess.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember because, and that was back when we did the orientations in person. That's when we showed the students around main campus, and then we did CASAs right after that. It was a big day, and so I remember that day perfectly. And so you graduated from high school. Tell us about that experience walking across the stage.
Wow. It was kind of surreal. It was kind of like a pinch me moment. Like, somebody pinch me, I must be dreaming. My 18-year-old daughter and my, 10-year-old son at the time, and Lily, who was, just still wearing diapers, were all in the audience watching their mom walk across the stage to get her high school diploma. Because people believed in me. I guess I never really experienced that in my life. So the fact that it was an entire tribe of people that were like building me up and letting me know that I am worthy of this, like I did earn this, I did do this, it was just the most amazing experience of my life.
Sometimes I think some of maybe a bigger job than the educational services we offer. Sometimes I think the bigger job for all of us as employees of Highlands is, just like you said, is to build people up and encourage them and motivate them and excite them about themselves.
It's indescribable is all I can say. Like, I went beyond even getting my high school diploma. Like, I have 5 certifications from ICEV. I have so many things that go along behind my last name now that I don't even know where to start. Like, I just got my certification through TAD grants for workforce certified career services professional. I'm not even sure what it stands for yet. It's CCSP. I've gone through the de-escalation training in order to be a practitioner, and I can certify people to in de-escalation tactics. I mean, the list goes on. My professional portfolio went from, customer service and drug and alcohol counselor to everything that I've done here at Highlands pretty much takes up my entire resume. So I have to find a way to put the other information in there.
If you would frame every single certificate that you have, that brick wall behind you would be full.
Completely.
Now, just a side note here. You and I have had some dealings outside of work, and I just wanted to bring that up and thank you for when my dad passed away. You and your family came over and were able to take care of some of my dad's furniture, but also some of his plants. Tell us about how the plants are doing, because that's unbelievable.
So they started as, little succulents and little plants here and there, and they've completely taken over my yard. They've changed into, like, I've never seen a succulent grow purple flowers. I mean, my entryway to my house, which I now own a home since being with Highlands, it's all purple flowers. And I think that it is the most beautiful thing ever that I've brought a piece of your dad to my home, and that it's been able to just transform the front of my house. Like, even my neighbors, when they walk by and they take a walk during, the morning walk or whatever, and they always stop anytime I'm out there and like, your yard is so beautiful. And just within 1 year, like, it's just flourished. It is so immensely amazing. And I get to eat dinner at your dad's table every night with my children. So it means a lot to me that you let me into, that piece of your life as well.
Well, I appreciate it. I get chills every time I talk about that, because he loved his backyard. I mean, and you've seen that house, his backyard was beautiful. And for you to carry on some of that, means a lot to me. And I know he would he's probably looking down thinking, way to go, girl, way to go.
Yeah, and I mean, they've even changed colors. I didn't know that succulents changed colors.
He had
I
some
used to
great,
just kill plants, but not your dad's, because he was like, nope, not having it. These are going to just flourish, and it's amazing.
he's had some great, I remember the purple in particular. I remember purple, and man, when I went to live with him, he made sure I watered those suckers just, whenever, I didn't want to be on the wrong side of his plant. So I had to make sure I watered those just exactly what he told me to, and so
water them in the morning and at night, and they absolutely are just loving it. They love it.
well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So tell us, because you made this meteoric rise within Highlands since you started, and you started, like you said, as an office assistant. You have done a lot of things. You've promoted quite a few times. Like you said, you've purchased a house. You talked to me when I saw you last. You talked to me about how you have to get used to and help me with this, but that you have to really understand how to make decisions now that you have a little bit of money, right? Or a little bit of success. Tell me about that, because I remember talking about that.
Yeah, well, when I started at Highlands, I was unemployed, and I had come from Grass Valley. I came from a really bad situation, and my boyfriend at the time, now husband, he got me out of that situation. And so with being unemployed, I was on DHA, so I made about $800 a month, and I got food stamps. And so I made exactly enough money to pay my part of the bills. And so for 30 days, I'd have to try and figure out, how am I going to put gas in my car that wasn't registered? How am I going to buy diapers? How am I going to get shampoo? What am I going to do about paper towels, toilet paper? And so it was a very humbling experience, because I've had my bouts with the legal system in my life, due to some extremely traumatic events early on. And so instead of going, the avenue that I used to go, which would be, try and make a quick buck, it was, how can I do something to help my future? And so I just started selling my stuff on OfferUp, which was legal. It was not normally the route that I would have went. So, I made enough to get by to, I'm surprised I never got that car impounded, but it wasn't registered the entire time that I owned it. And then I ended up getting another vehicle that would just smoke out of the wheel wells when I would come to a stop sign, to, having a sustainable job. Like I was able to not worry about, when you go grocery shopping, you don't have to, make sure you're writing every single thing down so that you can have enough money to make sure that you have enough money to do this, have gas to put in your car. Now that gas is $6 a gallon, I don't know how I would have survived then. I can invest in things, and I can throw my kid a birthday party and hire Disney princesses who are going to show up on the 25th of June, and she has no idea. So,
well, listen, I hope she doesn't watch this later.
I won't let her see it till after her birthday.
Perfect.
It's kind of, I don't know, it still throws me back a little, because to know that I am worthy of these things, and that I have worked very hard to get to where I am, and always just stay in that place of humility that, I relate to the students a lot. I've been in a lot of their positions, and it just kind of makes it an easy segue for me to be able to communicate with them. They're open to talk to me, and I don't know if it's just the personality that I have, but They just want to tell me their life story. And if I can just say that one thing that motivates them enough to come back the next day, then I've done my duty for the day, is the way that I look at it.
Yeah,
Especially
sometimes it's that tough love that and because you have experience with what maybe our students are going through, that it's not just blowing smoke, but it's like listen, I'm telling you because I know that because I went through DHA, I went through having having money but having zero money. I went from understanding what it's like to have nothing for the entire month. And now I understood understand the value of a high school diploma, and not just on your resume, but what it does to yourself, like how it makes you feel.
Exactly. It makes you feel like you're worthy, like I'm worthy of it and they're worthy of it. And if that's the message that I can spread across this entire campus, like if I can accomplish this, anybody that sets foot on this campus to get their high school diploma can do it. I know that for a fact.
Right, because at some point, Sabrina, you just needed an opportunity. And I feel like you just needed an opportunity. And once you, and I would say this to the students when I worked in there, that you just need to get on that escalator. Just somehow get on that escalator.
Yep.
Right. And whether you just go up very slowly or you take two, you climb the escalator. Some people do that too. You just need to get on that escalator to move up. And I feel like you've done a really good job from the time you walked into building B with your stroller and the beautiful angel that is Lily to come in. I think you've done a great job. And listen, you and I try to get together when I'm in town. You and me and Lily go to a little Taco Bell, and she is just the cutest thing ever.
Well, you're her best friend, so.
Well, listen,
We named her Bear Mike. Okay, so
that's
Mike
beautiful.
has to go everywhere that we go.
She is. Well, listen, I've known her, since she was 18 months, right? I mean, unofficially known her, and now that and you used to bring her to work and take her to, and man, it was just a joy seeing her every day when you and I worked together, and so, like, what are your plans? So you have this relatively new position. Tell us what you're doing in that new position, Sabrina.
So my position, I get to, I do a lot of the attendance and invoice tracking for our external CTE programs. And so just making sure that all the invoices are accurate so that they can get over to Enrique so that they can issue payment for our external partners. I got to recently write a new MOU for a new CTE that I believe we're going to be offering soon. I'm not going to give away no secrets.
No secrets here.
Nope. And I'm the instructor for ICEV. And so that's online industry recognized certifications. And there are 8 certifications, and then 2 of the courses are not certificate courses, but I have earned 5 of those. So they're, professional communications, business office technology, medical terminology, plant science, food safety, the list goes on. So I have 87 students currently. I'm actually proctoring an exam while we're doing this interview. We have 1 other certified staff member and another one who just walked in the door, who we're going to get his exam going for him too. Nice. So that'll be 2 certified staff members, and the certificates are offered to all staff members, so they can take any of the courses that we offer. And I get to be a real big part about, pushing the CTE programs and really encouraging students to take that next step to, level up their resume and level up their career and just get them really ready to work.
Well, listen, I think you're a great example of leveling up your whole entire life, right?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like,
I mean, you did that
car,
right?
I own my home. I got married. My children are, ornery, but they're they have everything that they could possibly ask for. And my son now went from not wanting to go to college or even care about finishing high school to, talking about what college he wants to go to and what he wants to be in his career when he grows up. And to see that change in my kid, like there's a generational change right there. Like I created that for my family. And I feel like if I wouldn't have set foot on this campus, that, it might have been a different avenue for my son.
Yeah, let's listen. I think in this case, Highlands is the gift that keeps on giving, right?
It really is. And if I can just spread a little bit of that sunshine to the students that cross my path, then I'm fulfilled. It brings my heart joy. That's all.
Yes, and you get to drive home every day to your new home in your new car and think, man, I have a pretty darn good job.
I have an amazing job. I don't even feel like it's a job, honestly.
Well, listen, Sabrina, it's always great to catch up with you. Thank you so much for the time and being on the mic today.
It's my pleasure.
All right, we'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Okay, bye, Sabrina.
Bye.